Hello, High Impact.
High Impact Studios, bringing your vision to life.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information, call
0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Who is the shortest basketball player in the world?
I like your curiosity. I'll tell you. Muggsy Bogues is the shortest player in the National Basketball Association history, listed at 5 feet 3 inches tall. He was drafted 12th overall by the Washington Bullets in 1987.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
I'm glad you asked.
AI Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
I've been curious. Who exactly is the youngest swimmer in the world?
Oh, I'll tell you. Alzin Tarek, age 10, is the youngest and fastest swimmer in World Championships history. Tarek has been swimming competitively since the age of 4.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm glad I wowed you.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Which club is the first to win Champions League?
That's very easy. Real Madrid. The first Champions League was won by Real Madrid during the 1955 and 1956 season.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
From the greens of golf to the court of tennis and basketball, the octagon of UFC to the square room for boxing, track of Formula 1, and the pitch of football. Join the sports crew on Sport Hub 6 to 7 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays, Fridays 5 to 6 p.m. and 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Here on High Impact Radio 102.1 FM, Lagos. Reviews, views, and interviews just the way you like it. Exclusive on High Impact Radio 102.1 FM, Lagos. Sport Hub for all the updates and analysis. This is Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM. For the best in sport entertainment, tune in to Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM.
Look what we've overcome. Oh, I'm gonna wave my flag and count all the reasons we are the champions. There ain't no turning back. Saying, oh, can't you taste the feeling?
Talk about no turning back. Talk about Vinicius Jr. Guy, he does have to be there this evening. Earlier report is stating that Vinicius Jr. and his team will not be traveling to Paris for the Ballon d'Or award this night. It's been said that Real Madrid reportedly been informed that Vinicius will not be winning the Ballon d'Or this evening. And according to a review that is coming out from the organizers of the award, they are telling us that no team or no player is aware of who is not going to be winning the Ballon d'Or. So yes, we look forward to see who is going to win it. But on the show this evening, we'll look to do it side and side, putting the two top runners together. Yeah, because of course you already know we have two top runners. Maybe we should add one more to it, and that's talking about Lautaro Martinez. But of course we've got Rodri, Vinicius, and Martinez. And away from that, such a relief, such a sigh. Little wonder why it's raining in the city of Lagos this evening. Well, I can say some parts of Lagos, because you know the Lagos rain can be left and right, can be center today. But in this part of the earth where we are in, industrial city of Lagos, Ilupeju to be precise, it did rain this evening. It rained, and when it rains, you know it's going to pour. That is the same way it's pouring at Old Trafford. Guys, guess what? 2 years and a couple of months, Eric Renan has been shown the exit door. Not a good one. His first match was against Brighton and Hove Albion. He lost 2-1 at home. And his last match was against West Ham United. Started in London, ended in London. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay. A very good evening to you and welcome to Sports Off Show on NPFL Radio 102.1 FM. We are here to preach the gospel sport to you for 60 minutes. All of the in-singers, all of the lancer passes. I came here this morning and I gave you a bit and piece of all of the stories, giving you the result of the matches that went down this weekend. We talked about the Nigerian Premier Football League. We talked a little bit about Formula 1 because, guys, 4 more races to go. And the runaway leader is nowhere to be found. These days is in the news. Well, yeah, it makes the news, but these days is now reading the news. You know, there's a difference between someone who makes the news and another person who reads the news. So yes, these days he's reading the news. He's in the news for not too good reasons. So we'll talk about Max Verstappen and his, this past few days is type of, should I call it anger now, the losing anger, because he's just doing things, I don't want to say irrationally, but as a sportsman you can believe that it's going to happen sometimes. Guess what? Carlos Sainz, the man who's going to be leaving Ferrari come next year. He's going to be joining Williams. He's the one who has been putting Ferrari on the front foot. The same way himself and Charles Leclerc were able to do it. And this time around again, they were able to do it. The same thing, but the last time was 1 and 2s, but this time it was 1 and 3. We'll talk about basketball too. Injuries left, right, and center. As well, talk about football on the home front. Yeah, well, one side is out. The under 17 ladies are out, of course, against United States of America. But for the under 20 boys, they now have been able to punch their ticket to the under 20 African Cup of Nations in Togo next year. We look forward to that and see what's going to be happening in the Jollof Derby that will be played this Sunday. Once again, I'm welcoming to Sports Option 9 Power Radio 102.1 FM. Ayodeji is my name. Such an honor to be your host on the show. 7 new to you. Just the way you like it. One rule to this game is for you to make sure you're logged in and logged on your number one urban lifestyle station. So to remind that we're live on our Facebook fan page at Impact Radio 102.1 FM. You can as well join us on our YouTube channel at Impact 102.1 FM. We're live on X, my Twitter at Impact 102.1 FM. Of course, my bed is not flying with one wings. I've got my wingman, ever present, ever reliable. Thank you for always coming through on the show. And yes, guys, make welcome Warith to Sport Up. I know you'll be all smiles today. I mean, understandable.
It's understandable because I am waiting for this list for over a long period of time, and it finally came.
Wow.
This afternoon.
But United fans, what's happening?
Finally.
See now, finally.
Yeah, see, it has been long I watched actually United game, and that is due to the poor run of games you have had in the last 8 games. A big club like United is having
just one
win out of 8 games. That is just show that that's how relegation starts or relegation based teams. Because Eric Ten Hag, he has won the trophies, but he has done more harm than good at that United setup. But before I dive into that, I need to point out something.
Okay.
On my way to the studio this evening, from Idioro to Mushin, it's been flooded. It is flooded.
I mean, I mentioned it here. When it rains, it pours.
Just this small rain that I just fall.
Did you call that small?
Because okay, maybe it's because I was indoor.
Yeah.
I never.
Because let me tell you something. This rain had break. We are not here to do the job of the night mate here, but we explain. This rain had breaks. You first did what you're going to do earlier in the day. I think that should be around 11 towards 12 and about 1 p.m. stopped. Then it came back this evening again at about, let's say, past 3 p.m. And then since then, so there's no break.
What I'm just trying to point out is that we the citizens have our own role to
responsibility,
play.
Of course.
Exactly.
Of course.
If the gutters that we have here are supposed to allow
the drainage,
allow water to flow, without, if you are disposing any trash into the gutter, then definitely the water is not going to flow. Because there was no way for any pedestrian. If you have to pass, you have to dip your leg into those dirty waters.
I mean, you agree with me that the way and manner at which we do things in this part of the world is not too good, and then many times our drainage are eyesores. You don't even want to look at what we have inside there, and it's one of the reasons why I actually gave thumbs up to the Lagos State government when they said they were going to be banning the use of reusable plastic, styrofoams, and all the likes. Because checking 90% of what you're going to be seeing in the drainage are all of these things, and people do it willingly. I mean, there was a particular day I had to challenge someone. I'd be like, why are you doing this? This is, it's not normal.
This is something that when a child is doing it, you have to flog the child. But there's a saying that as you lay your bed, is so you lie on it, and we have to face the consequences for every action we take. We can do better. It's not everything you blame on the government. You have our own part to play. Exactly. So Nigerians are Lagosians. Let us do the right thing. I beg.
All right, Warith is begging you on the show this evening. And then on that note, we welcome you to the Sports Up Show here on NPFL Radio 102.1 FM. What a way to start the show. In case you're listening to us for the very first time right now, we serve this package on Mondays and Wednesdays from 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. On Fridays, 5 p.m. down to 6 p.m. And on Saturdays, 2 to 3 p.m. On our banter, on our reach, on our views, reviews, and interviews. And we do this as well, your early morning sport tonic, weekdays 10 a.m. to the flip side of 10. 20th day in the month of October 2024. Today, I will start with us coming through from the Ballon d'Or. Let's have a chit chat about that before we go into other stories and also taking reactions from all of the other actions that went down this weekend. I'm not going to ask you what was the highlight of your weekend. Let's just go straight into the stories. Ballon d'Or this evening. It's been said that it's between two front runners, Rodri and Vinicius Jr. Comparing the stats, Warith.
Based on the stats, and I've said it on most occasions that Vinicius is the man to get this Ballon d'Or. But we saw earlier reports that the Real Madrid delegation talking about the players and also the coaches and the president must be going to Paris to honor.
It started already, in case you don't know. And right now, Bukayo Saka has been announced as number 21 best. So we are looking for, if going by the list I'm seeing right now, then might just mean there's going to be Vinicius Jr. But let me hear from you.
But you know something about this award is that we have seen the time pass that big players know when they are actually going to get this award. We have seen on multiple occasions Ronaldo and Messi when they know that this is not going my way, they will not attend the award.
Even your team had to beg City to allow some of the players. Let's not go there.
I know they suspecting yourself. They get their own part.
But
for Real Madrid and the people hosting the Ballon d'Or, if they are going by the way of Rodri winning the Euros, then definitely Cavajal also had the same trophy, even a better trophy than Rodri. Just because he won the Champions League, won the league, and won the Euros. If you have to use that mentality, that system to give the award to the winner, then definitely you have to award it to Cavajal. I saw in 2021 or 2020 when Jorginho won the FIFA Club World Cup, won the UEFA Champions League, won the Euros with Italy. A lot of people were saying he never deserved it because of, we know the type of player Jorginho is, and comparing him to the players. You see, I've left this individual award, especially Ballon d'Or. I don't regard it as one award.
You've given up, bro.
Because there are sometimes that you kind of question the way this award is, and Ballon d'Or representative have already come out to say that they don't know where this, and that one is just cap. They just want to.
You said that one is cap.
It's cap. They know who is going to win it, and before this report had come out, then definitely there is something suspicious with what the Real Madrid people are actually going to do this evening.
Well, I mean, just like you mentioned, something suspicious, but we are hoping that it's not going to end the way we're looking forward to it. I mean, let's compare these two guys during the year in review. Rodri played 63 matches. Of course, he was ever present for Manchester City all through last season. I think the only game he did not play for Manchester City was when they lost, and another one was the FA Cup final against Manchester United. He played that one, but he lost, and that was the only game he played last season, and City actually lost. So yes, ever present for Manchester City. He played 63 games compared to Vini, who played 49. He scored 12 goals. Of course, Vini, another attacker, had 26 goals, 14 assists to 11, 100 key passes to 70, creating big chances. Vini had 19, Rodri had 11. And talk about their dribbles, of course, you're going to give that one to Vinicius Jr., by the way. And looking at all of these stats, Vini, Rodri, I'm asking again. I want you to pick sides.
I've picked my side since. Yeah, I'm talking about Vinicius Jr. because I never saw Rodri even in my top 3. My top 3 was Vini, Jude Bellingham, and Eliana. But as it stands, is not looking like that because we have reports that Rodri is likely going to get it. But you know that this award, we have to wait until the final verdict is given, where the award is given to the winner. Hopefully, all these reports we are hearing is not true. And at the end of the day, the rightful winner should be given the award, and that's Vinicius Jr.
Okay, I mean, if we talk about last season, it might not be a really successful one for Rodri at the club level because there are, talk about defeat they achieved the last time out, winning a treble, and they were not able to replicate it this last season. But by all of that, I think Roger actually had a good 2023, if you ask me.
He had a good 2023. But let me ask you a question. That City team, if you have to give the best player, what are you going to give? Last season we saw Phil Foden won the Premier League Player of the Year.
Yes.
There's a certain player there, Eliana, doing the. See, I'm not a fan of Start because Start doesn't favor people outside the attacking position. Talking about the midfielders and the defenders. But when the player does well, and based on eye test, Rodri is very important and pivotal to that City team, no doubt. But looking the whole of 2023, talking about last year till now, who has been the better player? Who has giving you that joy when you are watching a particular football? The only reason that this team might tilt towards Rodri is because of what he did with the Spanish national team. Club side, Vinicius has played Rodri, and looking at the international scene, Brazil never did well when it comes to the Copa America. The Spanish team won the Euros by defeating England in that particular tournament. But still, we can't just look at the CAF award. That one is also, that issue is also there regarding, we have to look at that angle also. But still, Vinicius should be given that award. I don't think I should be taking this thing twice. It should not be. The only person who could have challenged Vinicius, is Jude Bellingham, which I think that he should have that out and out fight with him. But still, there's certain Rodri finding himself in the mix of the two players. I mean,
I know you are not a City fan because you're a Manchester United fan, so you will not be tilting your own stocks towards a Manchester City player. I'm not
tilting myself towards this doesn't have to do with driver. This is me based on what I have seen from the two players. See, if it is I hate Barcelona, I hate Chelsea, I hate. If a player is doing well, I've given praises to the likes of Saka, the likes of Haaland, the likes of Foden, the time pass, even Kopama, what he did last season, some players, and I even fought for him that a certain Odegaard should not have found himself in the starting XI of the all-time best player, best XI of last season.
Yeah, best 11.
I fought for him, but still, United is a team. When it comes to giving individual award, you have to look at what the player did for a whole year, and based on that, Vinicius did better than Rodri.
All right, as it is right now, we are now on number 18, and the number 18 of the best player is Emiliano Martinez. I was talking about the Argentine goalkeeper right there. Number 19, you have a certain Martin Odegaard. We're moving up the ladder bit by bit, and guys, of course, we now have someone special join us on the show as well this evening. Another Manchester United fan that I know very well. He's happy right now. Oh, excuse him, because of course he trained in the city of Lagos today, and when it rains, he pours. Thank God he's able to make it here, and then no stories to touch. Abdul, welcome to Sport Talk.
Okay, yes, thanks for having me. I could not miss, a part of me was like, can I still make it? But I said yes, and I know I hit you by surprise, but I think it's a good day for Manchester United fans. Not like I'm overly excited, because we know we have a lot more problem than just the manager. So we'll go on to that a little bit more into the show.
Yeah, lots more problem at United other than the manager, and because you are here now, quickly let me have your own 2 cents. We were debating about the Ballon d'Or. Of course, the award ceremony started already, and as it is right, just like I mentioned, we are now on the number 18 player. We've been seeing the list come up from number 20, where you had the likes of Kanagolu, Saka was at 21, Rudiger was 22, Ruben Dias 23, and then the list goes on and on and on. But then we are talking about the 2 front runners. There were supposed to be 3 of them, but at the end of the day, we are lining it to 2: Vinicius Junior and Rodri of Manchester City.
I think, not to say from the rumors we are hearing, I think we only have one contender, but let's just go into it. And I think I understand why Rodri could win it, because he has been very important for Manchester City. Like when I came in, I am saying yes, I know I don't like Manchester City, but then if you see a player performing, regardless, he didn't just perform for Manchester City, he performed for Spain also in the Euros, and he has been fantastic for them in the last couple of years. When Rodri doesn't play for Manchester City, you would see the difference in that squad.
I just like I mentioned,
that's how important
before you came in. I mentioned that the only game I saw Manchester City lose last season, and Rodri was there, was the FA Cup final.
Yes, and you are right. So I think we always want to, like the goal scorers, the attackers, they get more of the praise, more of the praises from the fans because they score goals and they create a lot of more interesting and exciting moments for us as fans. But regardless, I think there are some other key positions that they do a lot of work, but because it is not like the glamorous overhead kick, and Rodri also for one, he scores a lot of good goals, like outside the box, outside shots, fantastic strikes for Manchester City. But still, I think Vinicius is a very good player, an exceptional player. Yes, I think he needs to, for the El Clasico, he needs to release the ball earlier and just. Like you know what to expect from Brazilian wingers when they are at that level. They give you very interesting and yes, the entertainment part of football you get from them. But regardless, I think Rodri, Vinicius, like both of them, anyone who ends up winning it, because I know he's going to win it already, but so not to spoil business for the Ballon d'Or organizers. Yeah. So like any of them, I think they both deserve it, and everyone on that list deserves to be on that list because they've done one thing or the other for their club during the course of the season. Of course. It might not be on the level of maybe Rodri or Vinicius, but they've been important.
I mean, you can talk about likes of Gilberliam as well. You mentioned him, and also Lautaro Martinez for Inter Milan last season, as well as Argentina as well.
Copa America, and also got the Scudetto title for
Inter Milan.
And he scored some fantastic goals. Very important player for them. Yes, and that's why I think sometimes the bigger clubs,
Lautaro had 35 goals. Yes, they had 35 goals,
and sometimes the bigger clubs tend to get the bigger recognition. Not like Inter is a small club, but then the level Man City is the level Real Madrid is on a different level to the level Inter Milan is. And I think if you're looking at the top three, Lautaro Martinez should be one of them because he deserves to be there with what he has done, during the course of the season. But then it's a different ball game when it comes to.
Well, as it is right now, I'm not even sure Lautaro will be making it to the top 5.
Yes, it's going to be difficult for him to make it. But let me point something out.
Yeah,
there's something that happened in 2018 World Cup when Modric won it.
Yeah,
and Ronaldo was part of that team. I think what goes around comes around. Florentino Perez coming all out to complain that his player is not going to win it. He did something. I'm sure that 2018 he had done. If Ronaldo was in that Madrid team, he would have won it. But he left for Juve, and Modric was given the award.
So now you're trying to point out that we cannot take politics away from football.
Yes, you can. And we could see today with the news coming out from the likes of Fabrizio Romano, he's already stating that the Real Madrid,
not going to be there.
Vini and the Real Madrid hierarchy, like none of them is even going to be there representing Real Madrid because they know apparently that Rodri, or so maybe not Rodri, they know that someone else is going to be winning the Ballon d'Or, which I think it shouldn't be that way. And on my way here, I was talking to a friend and I was like, the credibility of this award is beginning to go down the drain. An award of the level of Ballon d'Or, we should not be getting.
I mean, guys, one thing that I'm overly excited about is the fact that for the first time in over, let's say, almost 2 decades, we are not seeing two guys present at this award.
Yes, I get that, but at the end of the day, those two guys dominated the world of football for years, and they were consistently good. They didn't have like any very bad season.
Based on merit, they deserve to be.
They deserve to be there for those years. And now I think that like my point was even on how are we getting a leaked information that so person is the one going to win the Ballon d'Or because that will lose. Okay, so the people traveling for that award tonight, the people that are anticipating to know, like the joy of the award is you not knowing who's going to win.
Secret.
Yes, but now if you're already knowing that it's one person that is favored to win, so
no shade. I know I mentioned it already. Thank God that Manchester United does not even have enough money to fly their own players.
Yes, so, because
let the boys just sit back at home and watch.
And I think that was the point for Florentino Perez and Vinicius too. That why are we traveling there? Why are we wasting our resources to go there? To go when we already know we are not winning. Yes, they might be in the team of the season. They might get some other awards here and there. But I think the credibility of those awards too needs to be put into check now.
All right,
to make the decisions.
I want to point something else. I was having a conversation with one of my guys today, and I said the only way to remove all these controversies is when we have like a percentage, a criteria for giving this award.
Yes.
Let's just assume this scenario where we have 30% going based on stats, 20% or 30% also going based on individual trophy, and a certain percentage going for other areas of the. Then definitely we know that this award, we already know the direction this award is going to,
and it's well deserved
because it's individuals that are voting, and don't let us. We are individuals. We can't control our emotion.
Yeah.
We are going to vote based on sentiments.
Yes, at some point, yeah.
Exactly. So if this award is going to go back to being the award we used to know, they have to be.
Then things have to change.
Exactly.
All right, away from that right now. So much talk about, so much to look into on this show. This evening, still the sports option on Impact Radio 102.1 FM. Don't forget that we're streaming live on our Facebook fan page at Impact Radio 102.1 FM. You're live on our Facebook fan page at Impact 102.1 FM, as well as right there on YouTube at Impact 102.1 FM, X, formerly Twitter, at Impact 102.1 FM. Now let's go straight into the other stories we've got. But before that, let me quickly give you a recap of the matches that have gone down in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Wrapping up the match, the 9 in the NPFL this evening. 2 matches were played today. Lobby Stars at home right there in Makurdi were 2-1 winners over Bayelsa United. And of course, we need to give it to Daniel Mokachi winning his first game with Lobby Stars since he took charge. This is his 4th game, and then the first win came after the 4th game. So yes, we can cut him some slack right now. Don't forget that over the weekend as well, he changed stuff within the team, changed the captaincy and other hierarchy within it. So it looks like now we are getting to see the Lobby Stars of Daniel Amokachi. Another game that went down today as well. Kwara United played at the 1-0 draw at the Ilorin Township Stadium against defending champions Enugu Rangers. Let's talk about that before we go back to Europe. Yes, NPFL.
For Enugu Rangers, the last 5 games now, I think they have 2 losses, including this, and just 2 draws and just a win to show how bad they have been currently in the run of games. And they are seated, I think, 10th after 9 games. With
not the stuff of a champion,
with 12 points, which is not the stuff of champions. As the reigning champions, you are coming into the league
to do better.
Your league, and the way the other 2 teams talking about, let me put it, the other 3 teams talking about Iban, Remo Stars,
and Rivers United
are going. They are creating this large gap between them and Enugu Rangers. For the other, for Kwara United, they have kind of found a good run of form.
Yeah. No, you cannot call it a good run of form because in the last 5 games they've won 1 and drew 2. This is the 3. This is their 3rd draw.
Well, okay. For today, Sani too, he has a lot of work to do. But compared to the Enugu Rangers, if you are looking at both teams, I think the last.
Look at that last game on the road, they drew with Kano Pillars. This one, that's the 2nd one, and then I think the one they played before this one, that was away from home as well. I think they played against Plateau United or so, where they drew another one. Was it 1-1 they drew against Plateau United too? So
yes. Okay, the last victory was against Remo Stars.
Yes.
However, but for Enugu Rangers, if I look at it from their own angle, they have a lot of work to do. Enugu Rangers, for someone who won the league last season, finding himself in 10th position is not a good start of the season for Fidelis Electrical and his boys.
All right, away from that now, let's quickly talk about this one before we leave the home front. These 2 teams. One team still wants to remain unbeaten in the NPFL, and that's El Kanemi Warriors. If you ask me,
unbeaten derby.
If you ask me, I think it's working for them because in the last 5 matches they've been able to draw 4 and they've won just 1 game in the last 5 matches.
Yeah,
and they are number 6 on the log.
The win came against Eyimba, which was a good. Let us forget that Academy Warriors are without their coach, talking about Alice Zuberi.
Yeah.
And the game yesterday, they took the lead in the 31st minute, and Rivers United were able to reply after 2 minutes by I've forgotten his name. Sorry, Taufik Otani. Yes, he got the equalizer for Rivers United. And even at some point, Academy will go to get card to Kimba Ajiji, but they were still able to get that draw. And looking at Rivers United, they are formed this season. They have won 6, drawn 3, and they have just 21 points, which is for their own angle is kind of a drop. They draw points because it was an home game, and a lot of people expected them to get the maximum points, but still they have a 3-point lead ahead of Remo Stars. But we have to give a lot of kudos to the assistant coach of Academy
Warriors. I mean, holding it down while Izuberi is away. I mean, talk about Enugu Rangers, talk about Remo Stars. I think when Coach Daniel Ogumodede was away, Remo Stars were only were able to win just one game when Daniel Gumede was away, as well as Enugu Rangers as well. They did not even win any game when Fidelis was away.
Yeah, there was a game that I think was the last game before this.
Against Caterpillars.
Yes, that Fidelis came halftime into the game, and the game changed. They scored 3 goals in the second half of that game.
Yeah,
and the game ended 4-3 against Caterpillars, and that just shows the power of having those managers there, because I think they understand their players, they understand the tactics and everything better. And when they are away, if you have someone that can actually do a job when you are away, you should give the person the credit.
All right, I mean, we look forward to see what's going to happen in March day 10 of the Nigerian Premier Football League. But it is right now, we told you already, Rivers United at top of the log, Remo Stars at second, Eyimba at third, Plateau United at fourth. Abia Warriors were also able to grind out a win in their last game as well. Because, I mean, who would have thought that Abia Warriors would defeat Bendel Insurance? That was the only away win of this match day. And also, we'll talk about the 3 teams that, you know, are fighting for relegation after 9 matches. Now, Akwa United are 20th on the log. Ikorodu City, we hope that they bounce back fully, because in the last 5 games, they've been able to win 2, draw 1, and lose 2 matches. Bayelsa United are rock bottom as well. Last season, they escaped relegation by a bit, and let's hope that they are not going to be in that battle again this season. 17th on the log is Lobby Stars. Atlan, because of that win and their first win in recent times, they've also moved up to number 16 on the log. And now away from the home front now. Before we leave the home front, finally, let's talk about the under 20 boys, and also the Jollof Derby that they will be playing against the Black Stars of Ghana, by the way. No, the Black Galaxies of Ghana. I beg your pardon.
Black whatever you want to call it, of Ghana. We don't really care about them. So I think it's good for the boys to go all the way into the finals. And
after losing their first match.
Yes, and I think they can actually win the final. Yes, I know the Ghanaian side are not a side you push over, but
they won 2-1 against Cote d'Ivoire.
But still, you can. I think the Nigerian game ended 3-0. I think
3-1. 3-1 against
3-1
Niger.
Against Niger. And but it's the final. Anything can happen. But I would love the Nigerian boys to step up and kill this Ghana Jollof and Nigerian Jollof.
and the primary objective has been achieved, which is qualifying for the AFCON.
Now it is the World Cup.
Now it is Laws icing on the cake. Laws get the trophy against and that job we have to win it. But kudos to the Flying Eagles. They went a go down and they kind of found their way. It goes by Clayton, Jeff Tower.
I mean, they just have to find their way, because after the qualification, making it through and then getting into the semi-final, a lot of encomium and praises came out for them. Talk about the likes of the NFF presidents. Even at the point I heard Wilfred Ndidi donated money to them. Like, guys, you should be able to do this. So if they did not qualify, do not qualify, then I mean, it's on them.
We need more of the support. Like, we need. I think we are always focused on the Super Eagles, and we have other teams that are doing that need to do a great job. So when you see them doing it, you need to motivate them, ex-players or not, encourage them to do more. And also, I think the girls also that played the under-17 Women's World Cup.
Yeah, also. The Flamingos. All credit to them.
Yeah.
We're not ruling out the fact that they did a great job. Because I mean, you expect USA to come for a fight. The last time out were the ones who knocked them out in India. So this is like a revenge for them. But let's just talk about the team generally. I feel like on my own part, psychologically, the ladies were not really there against USA. From the start of the blast of the first whistle to the final whistle, they were not really up to par with the USA ladies.
I feel like they are still young, so I think that's like a mentality issue, and then that's part of. And I feel coaching is not only about coaching them how to score goals or how to do things on the pitch. You still need to coach them mentally to know that yes, this might be USA. That fear factor, take it out of your mind, go all out, play, and you can win, because we saw them win all their group games going into that round. So if you can do that, you should believe that you can go to anyone and win. But I think that the mentality actually affected them. But then I think they just need to kick on from that and just try to do better moving forward as a team.
The US team was totally dominant in that game. For the many, I saw the stats, number of shots. Nigeria team had 17 and then they had 16. But 10 of those were on target for the US national team, and we just had to. One thing I've pointed out, Bankole Oloke did an Eguavon in the group stage, one of the 3 games.
And then got to the knockout stage.
It got knocked out. And see, I think our coaches need to go for more coaching course, because that game was just a tactical. You could see the tactical difference between the US coach and the Nigerian coach. See, we have a game plan. We have seen it in the group stage. A lot of people never pointed it out, and I pointed it out that our girls are always taking outside shots. We have found it difficult to break teams down by playing through their defense line, and the game against USA just showed how we have gotten.
We could not break them down.
Exactly.
And the outside shots here, some of them were just like bad goalkeeping, and you already say just miss it, just shoot and inshallah, and last they enter. You get, but then. With the preparation that a team like USA would have, they would not, like, they knew how to play proper football, how to break the team down, not just hit and miss, and that was what we saw in that game. But moving forward, kudos to the girls still. They tried, they did the job to a level, even though we want them to do better. In any next. All right,
away from that right now, let's just go talk a little bit about tennis. Got so much to talk about, so much to look into, and then we'll just brief you about all of the the challengers and the ATP matches that went down this weekend. One thing is that Giovanni Pericard completed a perfect week on serve by upsetting American Ben Shelton to win the Swiss Indoor Open. This player that is ranked number 50 prevailed 6-4, 7-6 against the sixth-seeded Shelton to become the lowest ranked champion since the tournament became a tour level event in 1975. Pericard did not drop serve all week. I mean, he played all the games and did not drop his serve. So amazing one for him right there. Don't forget that the only place he was able to fend off 3 break points was in the quarterfinals against Denis Shapovalov. In other matches that was played, for Pericard, he's going to be moving up to a career of number 31 from number 50. Amazing it is if you win all of these ATP tour level matches as well. And another game that went down is that Jack Draper also won the Vienna title. That was the East Bank Open in Vienna yesterday night, a career high world ranking of number 15. So it means from today now, the number 15 in the world is going to be Jack Draper. The British number 1 won his straight set against the Russian Armenian opponent, leading by 4 in the second set, but wobbled briefly before securing the title 6-4, 7-5. This is the second title of the 22-year-old's career and the most important in terms of ranking points, with the event in Austrian capital being an ATP 500 event. Away from that right now, quickly let's drop one more tennis talks for you on the show before we go straight into other stories.
We still got a long way, but look how far we come now.
And in the WTA top seeded Zheng Zhenwen of China claimed the Torrey Pan Pacific Open with a 7-6, 6-3 win over American wildcard Sofia Kenin yesterday to clinch her place in the WTA finals next month. The number 7 ranked Zheng, who won gold at the Paris Olympics, fired 16 aces and faced a single break point throughout the 1-hour 52-minute victory in Tokyo over the 2020 Australian Open champion Kenin. It is the 22-year-old Zheng's third title of the year and first on hardcourt since winning Zhengzhou last year. She has now gone 28-4 since Wimbledon, including 12-2 run on the WTA's Asian swing. 25-year-old Kenin's best performance of the season, and the American ranked as high as number 4 early in 2020. But talk about injuries, including ankle and quadricep ailments, has seen the WTA ranking drop in its current number 155. The WTA finals begin in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on November 2. We're looking forward to see all of the players that will be present at the WTA finals in Riyadh later this month. I know from tennis right now, let's talk about Formula 1. I know for sure that Warith is super excited to talk about this one. Ferrari, Carlos Sainz won at the Mexican Grand Prix right in front. I mean, this is like the third home favorite that has won a race this year.
Yeah. For the Mexican Grand Prix that happened, the old talks about the race was the issue that happened between
Lando Norris and Max Verstappen. Same thing, we saw it at the USA Grand Prix, at the Austin Grand Prix. Yes,
I think for Red Bull and Max Verstappen, they are under a kind of pressure. You could see under the team construction as it stands. Red Bull are now down to third. Ferrari has overtaken them with 25 points, and also we had McLaren dominating that with 566. Ferrari has 537, and while Red Bull has 512. To show how bad the Red Bull team was, I think this was coming into that race. We had Verstappen starting on second position. That's on the starting grid. We had Carlos Sainz starting on first, and we could see that at the start of the race, he was able to overtake, talking about Carlos Sainz. And Carlos Sainz found his way to take back the lead in the ninth lap. And the incident that happened, we are talking about, happened in the 10th lap when we had Verstappen try to overtake talking about Lando Norris, and he forced Lando Norris out of the track race, and also took an advantage, that's unfair advantage, by running out of the track to take the lead. And we saw this thing happen with Lando Norris, where he went out of track. He was awarded a 5 seconds penalty, but this time around,
for Max it was 20-point penalty.
20 points penalty.
And he's saying, why always me? Right now I saw a particular post from Lando where he says he's giving respect to Max Verstappen, but it feels like Verstappen is not acting as a sportsman.
Because I think before this race, the drivers came together with the FIA to have a discussion that the guidelines to the way Max Verstappen drives should be looked at, and that was the reason why the offenses he committed was the penalty that he was given, that seconds, was increased by times 2. And I think that we know the tag that we used to call, the nickname that we used to call Verstappen is Mad Max.
Yeah.
This is not the first time we are seeing him drive roughly. We had the issue at some point with Lewis Hamilton, I think that by now we can't change someone who has been used to a particular way of driving. And the reason why we have seen him to be where he is now is because of Vinanda is a good driver, and he's a competitor. He does anything to actually win a race, and he has to look at the mirror himself also. This is a sport that involves any accident can lead to any other thing, because the car are on motion, and just a slight hit of your opponent driver, it can lead to a deadly situation.
Of course, ghastly.
One of the reasons why the great, talking about Michael Schumacher, he had an accident while doing the sport. Until now, he's still at the hospital. And I think for Max Verstappen, I know that it's not going to change, but you just have to reduce.
He needs to be careful.
You have to reduce the way.
Well, as it is right now, with just 4 races to go, he's now leading by 47 points. There are still 120 more points to grab, and he's leading Lando Norris by just 12 points. In the constructors, you can tell that Ferrari are now also moving up that ladder. Do you see it still being a Red Bull thingy, or maybe Ferrari or McLaren?
This thing is still in the hands of Verstappen as it stands.
It is easy to lose.
It's easy for 47 points to grab. It's just 4 races. The only way to maintain it is that.
Don't forget that there are 120 more to pick.
120 points. At least if you are able to pick 40% of that 120 points, then definitely you have put yourself in winning the Drivers' Championship. We are seeing kind of a decline. Last season we had Verstappen dominating the F1, where out of 22 he won 19. But the last 10 races, he has just finished on the podium on 4 occasions. That's carrying second twice, and also.
So you can tell that he's angry from within. What going, bro?
It just shows the form that the Red Bull drivers, both Sergio Perez and also Max Verstappen, the car is having issue, and also the drivers are also not giving. I know Verstappen is giving his all. Well, if you are looking at it as a whole, he's not having a good race.
Well, I feel like this punishment for Max Verstappen is going to set a precedent too, though. It will allow other drivers to know that when you are wheel on wheel with another driver, you should be very, very courteous, because you don't want to drive someone out of the track and expect that you're going to go away with it. And now, away from that right now, let's go straight into basketball. What we'll do in this place is just give you a couple of results of the matches that went down over the weekend. Not too good news, by the way, because as it is right now, Warriors Gas to Victoria is also now scheduled to undergo an MRI later today for a left ankle sprain that forced him to exit the Golden State 112-104 loss to LA Clippers early in the 4th quarter. Well, it's still the start of the regular season, but we are seeing some amazing results already.
Yes, for the Golden State Warriors, they started the season quite on fire against the Portland Trailblazers. They won that game by 36 points. Against I think it was the Utah Jazz, won that game by 41 points. But the 3rd game of the season, they lost against the LA Clippers because, giving it to LA Clippers, they were the best team. We saw the likes of Zubac got 23 points, 18 rebounds. We also saw James Harden having 23 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. But it was just a poor outing for the Golden State Warriors. And like you already pointed out, if Steph Curry gets missing due to injury, there is going to be an inch to their NBA regular season.
Problem too, wow.
Because they lost Klay Thompson already. Now losing Klay Thompson is out of the team.
I mean, you can say that as to Philadelphia 76ers is what is happening to Golden State Warriors too.
Yes, it's what is kind of similar
their
to
point guard, their star player. 2 of them are out. And then let's quickly go into other results that went down. Boston Celtics also beat Detroit Pistons 124 to 118. Houston Rockets narrowly lost 109-106 against the San Antonio Spurs. Miami Heat cruised past Charlotte Hornets 114-106 after unveiling the statue of franchise legend Dwayne Wade yesterday. Wade, who's 42, is Miami's leading all-time scorer and led the Heat to 3 NBA championship over 2 stints in Florida. Away from that right now, let's go straight into the world of football, and of course, we got tantalizing stories for you on the show this evening. I'm Power Radio 102.1 FM. This right here is the Sports Up Show, where we are preaching the gospel of sport to you for 60 minutes. Taking you through all of the very best of stories that are currently making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sports. To talk about the drama too, though, of course, football is full of drama, and that is why we'll start with this drama that unfolds at Old Trafford. No, let's not go to Old Trafford first. Let's first talk about the game that happened yesterday. The drama that ensued. That 2-1 loss to West Ham United. Eric Ten Hag once again. My big question is, what has Amad Diallo done wrong? Well, I know he's out of the picture now, yeah, but what has Amad Diallo done wrong?
Don't say Eric. Former Manchester United manager Eric
Ten
Hag.
At that time.
Former Manchester United manager Eric Ten Hag. I think Eric Ten Hag, I always say this thing that yes, the players, you blame the players for some mistake. Like the Dallo chance he should be scoring. Garnacho had a couple of chances he should have scored. But then the manager is the one that picks these players to play in those games. And you have to be accountable for your decision. So if you are going to blame the players, you need to blame him too because he picks the lineup. And Garnacho, as much as you see him getting chance, like he gets a lot of chances and his conversion rate has been low. Yes, he will score 1 or 2 goals here and there, but then, like you said, Amad Diallo came in and you saw the difference of what he did to what Rashford was not in that game at all, even in the first half when Manchester United were on top of the game. But I think now all this now we don't even complain again because is
that a gone story? Okay, now let's go into his track record with Manchester United. That's talking about Eric Ten Hag. Don't forget, I got the job in the summer of 2021, if I'm not mistaken. And he's talking about his win percentage since Sir Alex Ferguson left. He's at the highest win percentage of 54.7.
Now still whining a bit. The eye test is not
there. Let's go to the record first off. 54.7% of win was what he had. I won 70 of his 128 games in charge. That's giving us that 54.7. I lost 27.3% of his games. That was just a little bit above what David Moyes also lost. That's 29.4%, which means he lost 23 games as the manager of Manchester United. Wow. A 9-game winning run from November 2022 to January 2023 equaled the longest such sequence of the post-Ferguson era, which was set under Jose Mourinho between December 2016 to 2017. That's the only record Eric Ten Hag has, having that unbeaten record. It's not even matching in any way with what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did. Presently, United are 14th on the English Premier League log, which is 1 pointer that, I mean, a lot of United fans are already saying that they stopped watching Manchester United for a very long time now.
If they didn't start this morning,
I
know a lot of Manchester United fans could just hand boot. because like it's, yes, you guys, at first, when the season started, we were like, it's just 1 game, it's just 2 games.
This is 10 games into the season.
So, we are already like 25% into the season already, and we are in
the league is already leading Man U by 2-0.
Yes, and we are like the league is already shaping. You already know people that are contending. You already know people that are
Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal.
And we already know people that are nowhere to be found because we don't even know where we did.
We are the pretenders.
Just there. Like, and it's just so sad that looking at what you just mentioned, he won 70 games, lost just 23 games. The numbers are looking good, but then I feel like it's more than the numbers because there are some games that you like. Yesterday's game, we could have won that game, but the performance was not good enough, and that is where the issue comes in. Like I always say, it's a different thing when you look at stats and when you look at what you are watching, because we all have eyes and we've seen these bad performances on the pitch. And Ten Hag, kudos to him, he has done what he could do, because sometimes you know if you do pass with you sabi.
Exactly.
Yeah, so he has done what he could do as a manager, and I think it's just time for him to go. Not that, and when I came in, I mentioned something. I'm like, it's not all on him. we need to put a lot of blames on these players too. But then he is the head. He is the one in charge of the team. So and he's the one that is going to be taken out if the team is not performing, and that's why favoritism of players is not good. You kept on playing Bruno Fernandes when we knew he was not in form. You kept on playing Marcus Rashford back to back in every game when we knew that this guy was not in form. He was not firing. He was not doing anything good in those games. All that is on the manager, and he is the one that's going to get sacked if it goes wrong. You can't sack these players. See, if they start players now for like him,
I'll do not talk. You don't talk everything finished. See, my only issue with Ten Hag is that, which I have said countless times, is that when you watch this man in his press conference, you will imagine that I
don't get sense past this guy like this.
See, he said the game against Tottenham, he will ignore it. I don't understand.
Because they said the red card for Bruno Fernandes is no longer standing.
Yes, they overturned the red card.
If United used 15 players in that match, we will still drop it.
We were 1-0 down already, even before the red card. And we were playing badly before that red
card.
The
game against...
So you can't tell me that...
After Fenerbahce said the point you got away from Porto and away from
they should add it together.
It's a good point.
no. What you said that you went to Fenerbahce, you went to Porto, you do that. We are a team that is hard to beat.
Hard to beat.
Manchester United that's supposed to be killing off.
Guys, I remember. No, I'm not joining you guys to shade. I'm not joining you guys to shade Eric Ten Hag here. But I remember when he first came, his first appearance at Old Trafford, when he came in and said,
"Eras come to an end."
Eras come to an end.
The guy they whine us. You see, Eric Ten Hag whine us well, and we chop on. Like, see, I think United fans, I can't blame Manchester United fans because we've been through a lot. And since Alex Ferguson has been back to back, my issues with managers and the performances and everything. So I feel. Italian coming in gave us that glimmer of hope that coming in from Ajax.
The Ajax football. He's going to stop Pep Guardiola. He's going to stop Jurgen Klopp.
He talk us. He said, believe us.
The guy bobo us and we drink him.
Even Chelsea in us when they were able.
So if I leave, I'll go and win trophy somewhere.
And to be sincere, he can do that. He can go somewhere and win trophies.
But not at Manchester United.
But the truth is, at Manchester United, we are not seeing the progress we ought to see.
Enough is enough.
An example I would give is Ancelotti. Ancelotti came in to Liverpool and he's challenging for the title instantly. Yes, you can say maybe he has he inherited a good squad, but then you were when they are coming, you were like, he's not his players. But that team against West Ham, 8 of those players are eternal players that
you bought them, you signed them,
you renewed the contract for them during this tenure. So you have no excuse.
I mean, a lot of fans are saying maybe it's not even the players he was at loggerheads with. Maybe it was not Jadon Sancho, maybe it was not Cristiano Ronaldo, maybe it was not even the likes of. I mean, Varane, just of recent, also mentioned that he wanted to renew his contract. He wanted to end everything at Manchester United.
They were not even there. Ronaldo is not here anymore. So whatever he says in his personal, that is his problem. Sancho is not here anymore. The players that are here are not even performing.
The problem with Ten Hag, just to close it, his man management skill is bad. It's bad. See, I saw a start of attacking players United and Amad Diallo is at the top when it comes to that.
I mean, he was their best player in August. Was it August? And this guy has not played up to 5 matches since September and October cumulatively.
It just shows that he has favorites. I wish he's bad as a manager because you see Amad Diallo perform in this game. The next game he's not playing. He's on the
dropping
bench.
him.
Like these players, like if you have a player performing in this consistency, I don't know. Maybe
let me give you some not good records that this man set. He did not win any game. He did not win any game at the London Stadium in his 3 years in charge of Manchester United. He also lost a 4-goal defeat by Brentford in August 2022. 6-0 loss at Manchester City. 6-3 at Manchester City in 2022. 4 goals down by halftime. 7-0 Liverpool. Chelsea lost in April despite his side leading deep into stoppage time.
Another stat I want to add. In his last 11 European games, he has won just one.
One year now, we never win any European game.
How will you not tell me to sit down? Like
the only team United defeated was Copenhagen.
See, and we did a penalty. Was it a penalty shootout?
Yes. I see. I backed Eric Ten Hag up until like 2 months ago, but at some point I was like, what am I even backing?
Well, away from that now, let me just remind you that he spent £600 million in his 3 years.
That's where we found our money.
Started in London, ended in London because his first game that he watched was the 1-0 loss to Crystal Palace when Ralf Rangnick was still there, and his own first game was another loss against Brighton and Hove Albion. Then he lost 4-0 to Brentford, and his last game was also a 2-1 defeat in London. So everything about him happened in London.
And just follow London, they go.
And ended in London. Now let's go quickly into other stories making the rounds before we take a look at the result of matches that went down over the weekend. Coming out now is that Chelsea and Nottingham Forest have been fined £40,000 and £125,000 respectively for failing to control their players in their Premier League game earlier this month. I mean, what is with Nottingham Forest and the Premier League board?
I feel like they are just too feisty.
It was just last week when Nuno Espirito Santo was also charged, as well as their chairman was also charged as well, and this is another fresh charge coming out against Nottingham.
I feel like that.
But you need to give it to Nottingham Forest though. Yes. Look at where they are on the log right now.
Nottingham Forest. Nuno Espirito Santo that went to Tottenham that could not perform. Now it's a Nottingham Forest, and honorary mention to Chris Wood. He has been fantastic this season. Yeah, scoring in almost every game. There's 2 goals in their last game.
There's between Chris Wood and also Erling Haaland this season. Talk about the number of shots this have taken and the number of goals they've scored. And in front of goal, you want to give it to Chris Wood.
But I think I'm not surprised with what Nottingham Forest to do, because we saw what Nuno Espirito did with Wolves. Did with Wolves. It's almost similar.
It's always difficult to actually break.
I mean, Chris Wood's conversion is like 37% and scored 7 goals.
Yeah, he scored 7 goals already, and this is a Chris Wood that last season was on the bench.
Yeah,
So this is where Awoni also needs to do better. Awoni on the bench because if you, as a striker, if you keep scoring, you would keep playing every game, and that's what is happening now.
Ten Hag left the group chat. The news I'm giving is that these two sides have been fined. Both clubs admitted a football association charge following the incident that took place in the closing of their 1-0 draw at Stamford Bridge on 6th October. And away from that right now, let's go to Serie A, where it's been said that former Manchester City striker Mario Balotelli has now joined Serie A club Genoa on a free transfer. The 34-year-old "Why Always Me?" This guy has toured all around the world though, and is going to be managed by Alberto Gilardino. They are 18th after taking 6 points from their opening 9 games. Away from that right now, let's talk about the matches that went down this weekend before we talk about the English Premier League. For the first time in a very long time, something happened at the Derby d'Italia last night.
Wow.
Inter Milan, Juventus. 4-4 that game ended. 8-goal thriller. I tell you, nobody saw it coming.
Yes. Nobody. The first half ended 3-2, and it was just. I love games like that. I feel like I love goals because it's those goals. Goals win games. And in yesterday's game, you saw that it was just back to back. You score me, I score you back. No play. And Inter Milan, they've been in good form this season, and Juventus, we know they are trying to rebuild with the new manager and the new set of players they are bringing in, and we also saw them even terminate a certain Paul Pogba's contract, even though he's back to playing football. That shows you they want to move in a different direction, which this they said time around, and it should take time to build and get to that level. But it was a very interesting game and had a lot of fantastic goals.
All right, interesting game, a lot of fantastic goals. Before we wrap up, let's come to the English Premier League now and talk about the game that went down yesterday. Mohamed Salah salvaged a point for Liverpool at the Emirates. 2-2 that game ended. Bukayo Saka becoming one of the youngest players to reach 50 goals contribution for a club. But then let's talk about the game. Mikel Arteta and his boys and the type of approach they're having to games this season. They would have actually went away with that win at home yesterday. Mikel Merino also scoring his first goal for Arsenal.
Mo Salah don't want old, and he has been a fantastic player for Liverpool. I think he just needs to write off his Chelsea time and just see it like he wasn't there, because going to Liverpool was like the best move he could make. He has won everything and he's still firing at this age, and now we all know he's leaving at the end of the season, but still he's showing that yes, until I leave this place I go to score goals.
Have a statement to
and
make.
He scored and he scored a very important goal for them. And you can see Liverpool this season so far. In all the games you feel like they're going to drop points, they are always still picking up the points. They are always still just pushing. And if you look at the approach has changed to what Klopp used to do. But then those players, they understand what the coach wants, and they are still fighting for every single ball, every single challenge, and they are trying to just win games. And it was a fair game, 2-2 draw. Share the point. Everybody there happy last.
Isn't everybody there happy last? Okay. Before we call it a wrap on the show this evening, I'd like to have your thought. It's been said, we'll go back to Manchester United because that is the hot topic right now. Warith and Nistroy. I think we had this banter off air some weeks ago, and we're talking about the type of project or what we're sniffing that the Inos are trying to do, and this is what is happening. Interim manager Warith van Nistelrooy. We don't know who is going to be the substantive head coach, if that one is ever going to be happening anytime soon, because we are hearing that Sav is also posting Manchester United. I think. But what do you expect from Ruud van Nistelrooy, though?
Me, as I am, like, I don't expect anything. I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
The main is that I don't expect anything is he's just coming as an interim. Yes, he can go on a run like
maybe do what Carrick did, do what Giggs did.
Yes, that can happen. If it happens, fine, I'm going to be happy. But then I can't put a pressure on a pressure that a manager that was there to do the job could not do on Ruud van Nistelrooy. But I was just there to just steady the ship until when they can get a permanent manager in. And I don't mind them waiting till the end of the season. I just want the right fit. It could be Ruben Amorim. We are hearing rumors of Ruben. We are hearing rumors of Xavi, which me I don't know. I don't really buy the idea, but still, anyone that wants to come in, let's take our time to do the due diligence before bringing the manager in, because now I think is the 7th manager we've sacked. Sixth Ferguson, yeah. It's the 6th manager we've sacked since Ferguson.
There's been Louis van Gaal, there's been David Moyes who came in immediately. There's been Jose Mourinho.
OGS.
Yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There's been Ralf Rangnick and the interim.
So now I feel like we need to take our time to make a decision, and I think Ruud van Nistelrooy cannot do a worse job than what Erik ten Hag has done. So now it's just for him to just pick the team and let's just try and just build up the momentum, just bring that confidence back. And I think the fans are excited because Ruud van Nistelrooy is a very respected player, a player loved by United fans, and they will back him all the way, no matter what the result is.
Now it just shows that if the performances and the results improve, it just that the players were not buying into what Erik ten Hag was doing again.
And you could even see there was a particular game that Casemiro was even the one talking to Ruud van Nistelrooy, like trying to tell him some things, and it shows that even I don't think Erik ten Hag listens to his assistants.
I think one thing that I feel like Erik ten Hag actually has over, Ruud van Nistelrooy has over Erik ten Hag is that he knows how to communicate.
Yes,
communication. I think he has that. A couple of times we've seen it come out in pressers that there's been said Ruud is just there. People trying to sideline Ruud's effect in training, but of course.
And it is key.
See, I saw this thing coming. I don't know say ten Hag no go last. I didn't know that this guy was going to take over at some point when Erik ten Hag gets sacked, and at least till the end of the season, like I do say, let him do the job.
And in modern day football, it is key to have that man management, to be able to work with those players. You can't just come and just say, okay, this is started, all of you must do what I want. No, sometimes those players they need arm around their shoulders. They need someone that would take them not just as a player, but like build the team as a family. And I think Erik ten Hag, he doesn't really have that. That's no fault to him. He's the type of person. But still, he wants
to copy Ferguson. That agile treatment. It doesn't work now.
It doesn't work now. Now the players now no sense.
Only the players has that mentality of if you
don't change now,
talk them down, you see the performance on the field of play.
But last.
They are wide under the mental health issue.
To add up everything, Erik ten Hag don't go now.
Yeah, Erik ten Hag.
So now, Ineos now, they also have to be careful in the appointment of a new manager, because people already having doubts that why are they waiting this long. People expected ten Hag to be gone in the last international break, but it was still here. So now they need to make a decision that is going to be good for everyone. Because it's going to be something bad.
From you,
I think this is the point where we are. Ineos work is just starting now.
Yes,
their projects that they have been since the time they came to United. This is when we are going to see it. Their first decision, bringing in a coach. Let us see the coach that are going to bring in. Is either a coach with a pattern of play or a coach who has been there?
Gareth Southgate.
Gareth what? Bro, no joke.
Okay, guys, let's go, guys. And on that note, we're going to wrap on the show for today. Many thanks to you guys for coming on and then sharing your thoughts with us on the Sports Up Show here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. We'll be back here on Wednesday, same time, 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. and on Friday, 5 p.m. down to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, 2 p.m. down to 3 p.m. 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of rage, 1 hour of views, reviews, and the interviews. Don't forget that we serve your early morning sport tonic every weekday 10 a.m. down to the flip side of 10, and you can catch all of this update by going to our Facebook fan page at Empire Radio 102.1 FM, our YouTube channel at Empire 102.1 FM. Subscribe to that channel, turn on post notifications so you can be the first to know whenever we go live on there. You can join us on X as well, Impact 102.1 FM. Ayodeji Ajiboye is signing out this evening on behalf of Abdul, on behalf of Warith. I say stay sporty, stay active, drink enough water to stay hydrated. Go out there and be the best version of yourself. Of course, it's rain tonight, so you can get your favorite beverage. Might be tea, might be coffee, or whatever it is that goes down with you. Like, I'm not going to impose on you.
Take all the other.
I don't know about that. I'm just telling you to enjoy yourself, be good out there.
United fans, enjoy yourself. enjoy this moment. Thank you very much.
Do what is right, so everything is gonna be alright. I'll see you when I see you once again. Do out for yourself. A lovely evening. Bye.
We are the best. Others can rest.
Impact Radio. Thank you.
Next.